Hey everybody, what's up? It's Voodoo51292 here, and welcome to this channel update, which will cover the week of Monday, June 25th through Sunday, July the 1st of 2012. Really hard to believe that June is already over after this week. It seems like just yesterday it was my birthday, back in the middle of May, right when I get out of school. Really crazy how fast this summer's been going, almost halfway over, and it's pretty nuts. So, alright, so let's get the elephant out of the room. Yes, you guys haven't seen me basically since my last channel update. Basically this week I have done close to nothing on my channel, and I do apologize for that. And to make up for that fact, what I'm going to do is basically jam-pack this channel update with a lot of information, a lot of updates on a bunch of different fronts concerning me and the channel. Things I've been needing to talk about for a little while, and I think now is a perfect time. So this channel update will be on the longer side, but I'm basically filling it up with information to make up for the fact that I haven't done anything on the channel in the past weeks, to basically give you guys something to watch since you haven't for the past week. Some people might be happy about that. I know other people probably won't be, because I know a lot of people don't like when my updates are too long or whatever. But anyway, we've got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We have, of course, video games to talk about for the week ahead that we'll be playing and we'll be checking out. We've got stuff to talk about on the Pokemon front, some openings on the way to share with you guys. We actually have astronomy stuff to talk about, stuff that'll be coming up over on Voodoo Astronomy, which I haven't seen an upload in a couple of months. And actually, we finally have some vacation information to share with you, which I'm very excited about. This is pretty recently developed, and we'll be talking about that toward the end of this update. So basically, let me start by giving you my reasons for why you haven't seen me this week. And originally, it is true my hours have been cut back at the vet clinic that I am currently working at this summer. So technically I should be working less and would have more free time, and that's what I more or less said in my channel update last week. Well, it turns out that this week really it wasn't the case, because when I was supposed to only work 22 hours at the clinic this week, I wound up working 36 hours this week in total, which is the most I've worked in a week yet this summer. So to explain how this happened, basically, like I said, I was supposed to only get 22 hours at the clinic, working Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Well, as it turns out, I've actually been able to talk to my dad, and because my hours have been cut back at the clinic, I'm now able to go in some days to his office. He owns an accounting firm, and I can go into his office and work and do some stuff around there on the days that I'm not working. So what ended up happening was on Monday, I went to his office and worked for 9 hours. Then I had Tuesday off, but that was the day that my girlfriend came over to visit. She usually does that at least once a week, and it takes up pretty much the whole day. So that was on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I had work from 1 to 6, which it's only 5 hours out of the day, which you'd think I'd be able to get some stuff done, but the problem is that working from 1 to 6, it's right in the middle of the day. So for instance, I'll get up around maybe 10 in the morning on those days. I usually lay in bed for a little bit, watch some YouTube videos, kind of wake myself up. Then of course I have to go find myself some breakfast or some lunch or whatever to eat. I have to take a shower, I have to shave, brush my teeth, you know, get dressed and get all ready for the day, and then usually leave my house around 12:30 to get to work for 1, work till 6. It takes about half an hour to get home, so I usually don't get home until around 6:30. Then when I get home, I usually eat dinner, and by the time that I'm ready to basically relax or do anything, it can be 7:30 at night, and you know, I may not feel like jumping into a game at that point. Over the past few weeks, there's been a lot of sporting things to watch on TV at night, like the NBA Finals, the Euro matches. If there's a match that day, I'll record it and I'll watch it when I get home. So there's been stuff to watch on TV. and all that. So only 1 to 6, only 5 hours, but it's right in the middle of the day and kind of takes up a big portion of the day. So I'm not able to really do a whole lot. So I worked 1 to 6 Wednesday. I was supposed to be off on Thursday. Then I got asked from a coworker to pick up a shift on Thursday, her afternoon hours, so I did that. I picked up 1 to 6 on Thursday. Then Friday I went and worked 11 hours. I worked from 7 in the morning till 6 at night. Whenever I have a day like that, do not count anything because I am done by the time I get home. I mean, completely done. So I worked 11 hours on Friday. Then yesterday, which was Saturday, I worked from 7 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. Then spent the rest of the day basically. I came home, I watched the Euro match, which was, who played yesterday? Spain and France. I watched that match. Then I went over and spent the rest of the day at my grandparents' house, which I haven't seen in a nice age. And then there was today, which I was off all day. And I said, you know what, I am done. I was exhausted today. I needed a day to just do nothing. And I really didn't feel like setting up to do any gameplay. So I basically just took the day off and haven't done anything. So that's why you haven't seen me this week. I've been extraordinarily busy and really haven't had much time to do anything on the channel. So all the stuff that I said I needed to do last channel update, I still need to do. And there was also no episode of Voodoo's Brew this weekend, which is pretty typical. We never seem to get that done on time, but we'll talk more about that coming up. So that's why you haven't seen or heard from me this week. I've just been extremely busy and haven't really had time. There were no new releases this week, so there was no real push to do anything, you know what I mean? So that's the deal. But coming up this week is a different story. Tomorrow I do have to go back to work at the clinic. I'm working another 11-hour day tomorrow, 7 to 6, so tomorrow's done, out of the question, not working or not doing anything on the channel. Tuesday, my girlfriend's coming back over to visit. Be the first time I've seen her in a week. So that day is pretty much out of the question. And Wednesday I do work from 1 to 6. But there is a new release this week, which I assume I'll be getting on Wednesday like normal, which is Spec Ops: The Line, which I'm interested to play because I don't know if it's made by, I know it's at least published by 2K. I really like what they do. So I will be checking out that game this week. So on Wednesday, when I get home from work, I will be starting Spec Ops: The Line. I don't know how much I'm going to play because there is a UEFA semifinal match that day that I do want to watch when I get home. But I will be playing Spec Ops: The Line somewhat on Wednesday, and through the week I'm going to try to continue Spec Ops: The Line. So that's the new game this week, and then if I have time to do any of the other stuff I need to do, which is the redo of the Max Payne 3 review, which I deleted accidentally, and then finishing up Ghost Recon, doing the multiplayer and reviewing that game. If I have any spare time, I will try to do some or all of those things this week, but we'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens as far as time. So that's the news for video games this week. A new release that I will be checking out, Spec Ops: The Line. I'll play as much as I can this week. We'll see how much I can get done. But that's the deal. So that's video gaming covered, basically, for what I need to do and what's coming up this week. So be looking for that. On the Pokemon front, I did finally break down and buy another booster box. It has been a while. I haven't opened the box since the end of May, and I did find a box for a pretty good price, so I picked it up. I will not be revealing yet what the box is. I will wait for the arrival video to show you what the box is, to kind of build some anticipation. That should be in by the weekend, and what I'm trying to do, I'm already talking to my friend Dave about him coming over and being with me when I open the box, because he's been with me for most of the stuff I've done for Pokemon, and I enjoy when he's there too, and we can basically open stuff together. So I'm talking to him about coming over and being there when the box is opened. So we'll be looking for an arrival video and a booster box opening later this week, hopefully, if nothing gets delayed. So that's coming up on the Pokemon front. And what else? Oh, the astronomy front. I did place an order for a solar filter, which will allow me to look at the sun through the telescope, and I will be doing footage. I can't guarantee you when I'm going to be putting up footage over on Voodoo Astronomy of the sun through the telescope, but I will be doing it. That filter is scheduled to arrive on Friday, but I can't guarantee you that I'm going to have footage up this weekend of the sun, you know what I mean? But at some point within the next couple of weeks, expect some footage to go up on Voodoo Astronomy. I'll be doing videos at different magnifications of the sun, showing some sunspots and things like that, because it is very active right now. And expect that stuff to be upcoming. When I put it up, I will tweet about it and let you know in the channel update closest to that when that footage is up, because I know I don't have many subs over on Voodoo Astronomy, and there hasn't been anything up on there for a while, so you may not know it's there when it goes up. So I'll let you know some way about that. And then finally, for vacation news, this was kind of a surprise. I didn't know that this was going on, but apparently behind the scenes, my friend Tyler's parents have been organizing a trip back to Destin, where we went last year, and I did my vacation footage. And we are going, it's going to be August the 9th through August the 13th, so it's a shorter vacation than it was the last time. We're leaving on a Thursday to head over there, and then we're coming home on a Monday. So basically, what's that? 4 days? Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. So it's more or less 4 nights and 3 full days. You know, or 3 full days and an afternoon, you know, when we get there. So it is a shorter trip, but I'm still very much looking forward to it. I didn't expect that we were going to be going back. I had no idea this was happening. It was just a surprise. So August 9th through August the 13th will be Destin 2012. Do not miss that. We're heading back to the beach, and I will be basically promoting this in every channel update up until that point, so that hype gets built around it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually planning on taking a lot more footage than I did last time, because there were days when I only took maybe 1 video on a day last time, but this time I'm really planning on doing a lot more, because A, I don't have to drive this time. Tyler has volunteered to drive, which I had to drive last time. So I'll actually be able to do videos, travel videos from the car and stuff like that, which will be cool. But I also, not only do I have the Handycam, which I use to record, you know, right now in my gameplay footage, but I also have my new iPhone 4, which I can take HD videos on, and which is way easier to just take out and do a short video if you're in a restaurant or, you know, anything like that, where it might be kind of awkward if you pull out a big video camera sitting at a dinner table. But with the iPhone, I can easily just take that out and do a quick, you know, video wherever I am. So I will still be using this camera, the Handycam, to do some footage, but in other places where, you know, I may not want to just take out a video camera, I may use my iPhone and do some quick videos in restaurants, things like that, down on the beach, where maybe I don't want to take my Handycam because I don't want to mess it up. Maybe I can do some videos with my iPhone. And the good news is those videos will be in 1080p when I'm uploading them to YouTube, which will be awesome. So, yeah, August 9th through August 13th, mark your calendars. We are staying in a different place than we did last year, but it's actually right down the street from where we stayed last year. But it's a heck of a lot nicer from what I've seen. It's this giant suite of a condo, basically. So it should be pretty awesome. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll be giving you more information as the time approaches. But yeah, so that's basically the plethora of information. Let's see how much time it actually took. Wow, not really any longer than a normal update. Maybe a little less. I must be getting better at making my videos shorter and getting to the point. But that's the deal. That's all the stuff going on all the fronts. So again, this week should be pretty busy. I did forget to mention that Brandon and I are planning on doing episode 10 of Voodoo's Brew this weekend coming up. We'll see what happens. We're trying to do it maybe on Saturday. Depending on what happens, you know, we'll see. I've been out of contact with him for quite a while because his computer actually got busted. Sorry, my phone's going off. His computer got busted a while back, and ever since that happened, I really haven't been talking to him much because he hasn't been able to do anything at all on his YouTube channel because his computer's been busted. He just got a new computer. I just got in touch with him for the first time in a long time today, or last night, or one of those, but I haven't talked to him in a long time. I've been extraordinarily busy. I guess he's been doing stuff. His computer's been busted, so we haven't even been in contact for a while. But I did talk to him, and we'd like to get it done this Saturday coming up. Again, we're still taking questions for that episode, and I know I really shouldn't complain, but it kind of bugs me a little bit because I said that the 3 ways that we wanted you guys to submit questions for that episode would be, and I said this in last week's channel update, would be on the previous episode of Voodoo's Brew, so episode 9, in the comments of that video, or sending a personal message to myself or Brandon via YouTube. I'm going to change that and say just me on YouTube because I don't know what's going on with his channel right now with his computer. He told me he may not be doing the channel for a little bit. So I would say there's now 2 ways to do questions for Voodoo's Brew. Comment on the previous episode or send me a personal message. And I said that a few times, and two or three of the questions I got were on the channel update. And it's like, I said previous episode of Voodoo's Brew or personal message, not on the channel update, because if I get questions posted on every single, on a bunch of different random things, there's no way I'm going to be able to remember where all these questions are posted and get them together for an episode. So obviously we're gonna answer the questions that were posted on the last channel update, but please, again, if you want to submit a question for us to answer, and this is going to apply to every Voodoo's Brew from here on out, if you want to submit a question, comment on the previous episode of Voodoo's Brew, on the comments of that video, or send me a personal message here on YouTube, and that's how you should submit your questions. In the future, on future episodes, when the questions kind of pick up and stuff, if I'm getting comments a lot on my channel updates and stuff, I'm gonna not answer those because I want to dissuade people from, I don't want to sound obnoxious or snooty or anything like that, because that's not it. It's just I want to encourage people to comment or to submit questions those 2 ways. That way I have all the questions in 2 locations, very easy to collect them all to do the next episode and not have them spread all over. So still taking questions for next week's episode, so if you do have a question that you'd like Brandon and I to answer, comment on episode 9 of Voodoo's Brew or send me a personal message here on YouTube, and we'll get those questions answered for you. So that should be coming up. Again, I'll let everybody know if that doesn't happen for whatever reason, but yeah. Last thing I do want to mention before I say goodnight to you guys is, unfortunately, there is somewhat of a health concern right now with my grandma. I don't know, they found something on an x-ray last week, and she has to go in for an MRI. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Tuesday, but she's going in for that, and we're basically trying to figure out if it's anything that we should be concerned about from a health standpoint, whatever they found on the x-ray. So, so we're waiting to see on that. I'm obviously quite concerned about that because I'm very, very close to her and my grandpa on my mom's side. I basically grew up half the time at their house, so I'm extremely close to them, so I'm very concerned about this situation. I'm thinking positively here and saying that it's not going to be it's not going to be a concern. But on the off chance that it is something that we need to be concerned about, I just want to give everybody a heads up that if that's the case, I may have to take some time away from the channel. Similar to what I did last year when I was having those problems with my girlfriend, but it's, like I said, I'm thinking positively, so I'm going to say that it's not going to happen, it's not going to be a big deal. But in the off chance that it does, I may have to step back and take a break from the channel for a while and kind of, take care of the personal side of my life and be with my family and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think that that's going to be the case. But I just wanted to give everybody a heads up so that you're not like completely taken by surprise or shocked if one day I come on and say, listen, I need to step back from the channel for a little bit. But we're in the very slow time of the year right now, so if I do have to take a step back, it's not going to be a huge detriment. I basically took this whole past week off, so it's not, you know, but I'll let everybody know ahead of time, you know, how it's going to be. But I just want to bring that to everybody's attention so that you're aware of it. And I will update you guys this week when we find anything out. So I would ask you to please keep her in your thoughts this week, and you know, and just wish her the best. But I think everything's going to be fine. So I'm not even going to think about it in a negative way. But alright, so that's basically all the information I had to share with you guys. It's going to be a busy week. This weekend should really be a lot of stuff with the booster box. Hopefully Voodoo's Brew. Potentially some sun footage going up on Voodoo Astronomy. You know, so this week should be pretty good on a bunch of different fronts. And I'm excited, looking forward to it. So it's getting late, guys. I gotta get up real early tomorrow to go to work. So thank you guys for being patient, hanging in there, and thank you for understanding when I have weeks like this where I don't do anything, that it's not because, you know, I don't like doing the channel anymore. It's just simply I'm very busy, and I find now that I actually have less free time, it seems now, than I do when I'm in school, because I'm at work longer. You know, I don't go to class for nearly, you know, for 11 hours a day by any stretch of the imagination. So so I may actually have more free time when I go back to school in the fall, in August, but we'll see what happens. But thank you guys for hanging in there, really appreciate it. This week should be good, should be a lot of stuff, and I look forward to all the stuff that's on the way. I should actually have, in addition to the Pokemon Arrival for the booster box, I should actually have a couple more Arrival videos. I ordered cards, basically the rest of the base set cards that I needed. I had a bunch of the trainers and a couple of the uncommons come in last week, and I did a Pokemon Arrival, but the cards are really boring, and I figured it wouldn't be anything anybody really wanted to see. It was a few trainers and like Dugong, so I didn't upload it. I'm not going to upload it because it's pretty boring, but the last two are holographics. The last two holos I need to complete my base set, so those I will be showing you when they come in, so expect those as well. So all sorts of stuff coming up. So alright, thank you guys. I will see you coming up this week for a bunch of great stuff. I hope you guys are excited, and I will see you then. So everybody have a good night.